starting to find that out.
All right, it is 5:30. We will call this May 6th Board of Works meeting to order. Please rise and join me for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we're gonna skip around a little bit on the agenda. We have a special guest this evening with his family. Mr. Adam Hobson, please come forward. Okay, you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Adam Hobson,
I, Adam Hobson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and diligently
and diligently
discharge my duties
discharge my duties
as City of Delphi Patrolman
as the City of Delphi Patrolman
according to the law and to the best of my ability.
according to the law and to the best of my ability.
Congratulations and welcome to the team.
Thank you.
All right, we got 30 up here. Let's have you sign here. We're gonna have you sign 3 of them. I'll get this to you after tonight's meetings. Second. You guys want to get some pictures real quick before we
Yeah,
go on?
yeah,
Okay.
present this badge as well.
Now, Sergeant Decker's in the seat.
How I am to. I didn't have a speed prepared.
And Bronco, let's go.
Okay, very good. I'll do my signature in the line and then when we get down tonight. I'll make sure I get it.
Okay.
Okay,
Good.
all right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Present your badge, sir.
Thank you. Hang on, Haley.
You gotta get pictures.
Buddy, else?
I'll get one with him.
Over here.
Shot. Get up here.
I'm not the mayor.
You're number 2, but you're like vice president.
That just means I'm sorry.
You taking it?
Got it.
Yes.
All right, Sergeant Decker or Chief Lamar, you wanna speak on this?
Before you do, sure. So we like to introduce our new officers and family. Our officers on the front columns are in here. We'll start with Officer McClellan.
Oh, yeah, sure. It's Officer Carl Goodman. I've been on this about 3 years now. Officer Denson Reed started here in the sheriff's office. Came back.
Officer Darren Dennis, 8 months I've been here. I just graduated the academy and I'm at the other.
I'm Officer Justin Wilson. I've been here for 7,700.
But who's counting?
I am Sergeant Parkinson. I've been here 14 years. I'm a field training officer and firing instructor.
Chief Lamar have been here just under a year and about 13 years long.
My name's Colin Decker and I've been in Delphi for about 11 years.
Is there anything else you wanted to add, sir?
Well, I want to definitely congratulate you and appreciate you having interest in my department. We're gonna just don't know Adam came to us from the Tippecanoe County Sheriff's Office. And we're with the deputy and a corrections officer there. So his hiring process was a little bit easier because we utilized our lateral policy. So typically they would have to either do a written physical test, but we don't didn't have to do it now. So it makes things a lot easier on my end. But appreciate you and your family for making the sacrifice and Delphi.
Thanks to the board and the council for supporting that lateral policy.
Yes.
Yes.
I forgot.
Sergeant Parker, anything else?
Yes, I do. Since, Officer Hobson here already has previous law enforcement experience, he's going to be starting a field training program, which traditionally is 16 to 18 weeks long, but since he already has prior law enforcement experience, it'll be shortened down to approximately between 4 and 8 weeks, depending. He's gonna start on day shift with Sergeant Decker and get familiar with the city, and once he's familiar with the city and the processes, he'll be going to be on night shift to complete his field training program.
We got the heaters, they come golf cart, if that's easy.
Yeah, keep it under 20, right? Okay, thank you and welcome to the team and thank you guys for coming tonight. You're more than welcome to stay. All right,
Thank you, sir. Be safe.
yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Clerk Treasurer Price, can you please do roll?
Brianna Mapes, present. Spencer P. Green,
Present.
Renee.
Present. All right, the minutes from the April 15th meeting. I shut those doors. It's probably gonna be a little bit noisy out there. All right, the minutes from the April 15th meeting have been presented for review. Are there any additions, subtractions, or corrections?
I have none. Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next order of business are the claims for the May 6th meeting totaling $1,281,243.74. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Other than it being a little bit higher than normal, just because of the clarifier project payment, I mean, looks pretty normal.
That is correct. We had a payment 6 and 7 for the clarifier of,
It's right here.
yeah, right here. $563,162. So yep, that's why I was a little bit larger this time, but they're on schedule and moving along on the clarifier project. So, all right. I have a motion and a second. All in favor of approving the claims for $1,281,243.74. Signify by stating aye.
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 I am an aye. Motion carries. Yeah. All right, next we have our guest from the Wabash Area Canal, Mr. Mike Tetrault. Mike,
This is my first rodeo. Do I start talking to you guys or?
you're gonna present to the Board of Works here and
Okay.
they've been sent your banners and so.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so, one of our board members, Beverly Cease, made a presentation to the board in late 2023 about, commandeering some of the, black poles that have been holding city banners for some years, which have been attritioning out. At that time, the Board of Works told her that there would not be any funding to make the banners. We would have to seek that ourselves. But that if we could procure the funding and get the banners made, the city may be able to mount them in place and take it from there. So in the months since then, we've gotten some grant funding to have banners produced. We've made the designs, which I sent along. So they just have our logo. There are 5 different designs. 3 of them kind of have our mission core words: preservation, education, recreation. It's front and back. One of the signs just has 50 years because we're celebrating our 50th year as an organization this year. And then the 5th sign is a wayfinding sign. So one side says Canal Park ahead. Those would be oriented as you're driving north on Washington Street, help people find us. And on the flip side, it would say, you know, thanks for your visit or thanks for visiting
Thanks.
as people are heading south on Washington. So our proposal is we have gone through and made a very, this is where the presentation goes off the rails because we tried to make a map of all these poles, but holy cow, it's a mess. So we have picked out 30 spots where we would like to place a banner. So we have 30 banners total that we would like to place along Washington Street specifically. They'll be made with Longhorn Apparel and Graphics out of Florida. And so we're asking for approval for those 30 banners. I have, again, my handmade map of where they would be going and which posts we would use, which posts we would not use. But for us, we're excited at the possibility of raising awareness that we're just north of town. And also for helping people find us. We have a fair number of people that get to downtown and it's historic and beautiful and lovely. As they continue north on Washington, they're like, are we still going the right way? And so we'd like to have some signs that would be, leading them along to the park.
Okay. Have you coordinated with JT Dell?
Yes, JT asked about the designs. He asked about what kind of term we were thinking of using. I think internally, we were thinking we would just put them up and as they attrition out, we would pay to replace them and just kind of keep them going indefinitely. JT had mentioned that we might want to put in some sort of like an annual review of whether, just in case they want to be cycled out for other organizations. I think we're open, that would make sense. But if we could start with the 30, I'm not sure how to transmit this over to Aaron. I talked with Aaron Lyons, and he had said, because there are some posts that have broken brackets, he could replace those potentially. So I think we could work with him on that.
So you've got the coordination with JT with Main Street and Aaron. That was my two questions. So that.
Yes,
Yep.
we corresponded some through email, then even this morning, Aaron and I both met with Mike now to go through this, and so we're all on board as far as, the expectation and where we stand. I do think it'd be a good idea, because so far, the polls have just been like city banners. And so if we are gonna open this up to organizations, just to make sure that we've got a protocol established, is that, it should be an annual,
Sure.
renewal request, so that way if there's other organizations that also want to promote or whether it's sports team for school or again, another organization, that they also could have the opportunity to. And we certainly have plenty of polls to work with, so I don't anticipate that we're gonna run out of polls that have signs, but definitely it's a great opportunity for it now. And Aaron and I are, like I said, met with Mike today, and we'll coordinate more on the actual logistics with it, because there's a lot of logistics with it.
Yes, what started as a great idea and discussion turned into a lot of logistics. So we're glad to get it done. The one question I did have for Aaron that he kind of wanted to kick back was, if there are polls that we might want to use that currently have a City of Delphi banner, could we swap those out and put the Delphi banner elsewhere? And his answer was, I just do what I'm told, so if other people are cool with it, we'll move them.
If those are streamlined to where you're wanting the effort to keep the directional, right?
Right.
That don't seem like a problem, because we want people to be able to follow those to find you guys.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't see a problem with you guys. It makes sense. That's
That
kind
would
of,
relocate some of the banners.
yeah,
that-
like you said, we got plenty of poles that we can relocate those, so.
Okay.
Yep. Cool. Yep. Any more questions for Mike?
Nope.
Nope. Anything further, Mike?
So if we go ahead and fabricate the banners, if we're approved for the 30, it'll just be a matter of talking to Aaron to tell him which ones and.
Yep, coordinate with Aaron and JT, and yeah, we appreciate you doing this, and be a neat project for the 50th anniversary. That was a question I had was, wait a minute, the canal's only been here for 50 years? And I go, no, the associate or yep. So I had to explain that a little bit, but
We're approaching the bicentennial for the canal's presence, in 15 or 16 years, but,
okay.
50.
So you should probably start looking at those polls now, because that.
Yeah, we're already scoping them out, yeah.
Okay, very good. No more, no more discussion. We'll call vote. All in favor of approving the usage of the city utility poles or decorative poles for the Wabash Area Canal 50-year celebration, signified by stating aye.
Just make a motion. No, yeah, there wasn't a motion, I don't think.
We didn't do, okay. Is there a motion to approve?
I motion to approve that we allow the Wabash Area Canal to utilize the city pools for their banner promoting the 50th anniversary of the Wabash Area Canal Association.
There's our motion. I could have just made my motion. Have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye. Congratulations,
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
Mike.
Then, Board Aaron, if I may, do you want to go ahead and set a date going forward for a protocol? Like January of each year requests, so if there's other organizations that want to.
We'll tackle that in a different meeting. We'll
Okay. All right.
discuss it with the Board of Work or the Main Street and coordinate it all together and then come back to a Board Works meeting.
Just so that way they get their stuff done.
Yep, that way everybody's on the same page.
Cool. Thanks, Matt.
Okay. Next item of business is the proposed street and sidewalk closures for the Richard Allen trial. I believe we have several members here of law enforcement to speak on this. Tobe, is that gonna be you or
Deputy Catcher.
Deputy Catron?
So as you guys, I'm sure are aware, we have a very large trial coming up, enters Carroll County on May 17th. It would be very, very beneficial for us, law enforcement, to have Market Street closed between Main Street, Franklin Street. First, a big security barrier for one, provide a lot of extra parking for law enforcement vehicles, courthouse. When I say courthouse employees, I mean of Allen County. So I think those are the main things, just the security barrier and parking. We'll have tons of other outside law enforcement agencies coming in, and parking is gonna be a big issue. And the security aspect, if we do happen to make arrests, if we do need to move people out of the courthouse, they can just a whole area, half car stage, preparation, to take them to jail, or get people out there, so that's our request on behalf of the sheriff's office.
Do you have one for the specific parking spot as well on Washington Street,
South
the southwest one?
or southwest, southeast, yeah, southeast.
That's fine. Close to the courthouse.
Just one spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spot.
And this is, so I know at previous court hearings, it was closed and then reopened. So this is a little bit different, correct? You want to? It's based on that. So it's going to be closed and stay closed.
Yeah,
Was that what you're proposing, or you want to open it back up each day? That's,
Our goal will be to keep it closed for the.
Okay.
the entire-
yep. I just want to make sure I was reading it right. So. Any discussion?
The entire trial, could be, it's undetermined.
Correct.
No, yeah.
I believe it's
Okay.
scheduled till the 31st for now, right? Correct.
The court has it on the calendar until May 31st at this point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So. Obviously, this is something we've never had to deal with this, but for safety precautions for the law enforcement and the community, so. You guys have anything else to add, or?
Just if we did get permission to close that, I don't know if we'd have a time when we could, May 16th, we verbal, potentially in the evening, 5:30 or 6 p.m. That way we can get our stuff moved in, have it closed off. We have special barricades made for this type of event.
Okay.
And then that way it gets us in a little earlier so we can be there right early next week.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna be using a lot of EMS barriers. We're getting different barriers from different counties. And our EMA director, Mike Fincher, has a new, I don't remember the title of it, but it's a specialized gate, essentially where it can be open and closed for vehicles that are loud. And if we did have the off chance for someone tried to ram into the street, it would collect that vehicle and stop them from causing damage. So
Go ahead.
Does this include the sidewalks on both sides of the market?
just the sidewalk on the
Courthouse side. Yep. Okay. Any board discussion?
Makes sense to me.
Okay. All right.
Want to make the motion to approve it?
Yeah.
You want to make the motion to approve it?
Get to say all the names.
Yeah, to do
Me.
dates, someplace, is that gonna be the courthouse property where they're going to have them, like a place designated for people to do their work, for broadcast things?
Our goal is, I know that we're working with Regions Bank at the moment, City of
That's
Five.
parking, but they don't want
Yes.
them broadcasting from there.
Okay, was that word that?
No, they don't want the thing in any sort of frame. They need to make video.
So when they're shooting live or anything, they don't want regions in the background of the video.
I think there's discussion actually have to be utilized sidewalk. North side of courthouse, but the east side of courthouse. So I think
So by the gazebo.
Franklin Street side and Washington Street side.
Right.
which we'll have to, remind them that that still needs to be accessible. So we can't block that completely up. We still have to have access for people to get through. And so,
So I'll make a motion to approve closure of Market Street between West Main Street and West Franklin Street. Closure of the sidewalk on the west side of the Carroll County Courthouse. And what was the parking spot?
first parking spot on the southeast corner.
First parking spot on the southeast corner.
Correct.
Yeah. Was there anything else?
That was-
Exactly. Are you just coordinating signage for all that? You're doing the barricades, you need signage for.
With signage for the, I thought you said EMT barricade?
Yeah, so yeah,
I don't believe any signage will be needed from you guys. We'll have enough barriers and security measures in
yeah,
place.
if we have sidewalk closed signs or something like that, we'll put them, I think we have in the past, which if we do, we'll make sure we put those out there. So,
Just coordinate with there.
I'm pretty sure we have some, so. Okay. I have a motion to, I'm not gonna repeat all that, I have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second to close Market Street and courthouse side of the sidewalk, and then one parking spot on the southeast side for the duration of the Richard Allen trial. All in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye. Motion passes. So if you guys will coordinate with, once we get closer to that, to the date that you want to set everything out, we'll get with Aaron and Mike, kind of get everybody on the same page. That way we can get it done that morning. And if you need anything in between, let us know.
Really appreciate it. Helps us out a lot. So
Thank you, guys. All right, next item of business is Frontier Communications. They have submitted a permit. Just to update you guys on that. I reached out to the street department. So when we get these permits, I always send them out to all department heads and kind of make sure everybody has eyes on to see if there's any issues. This one is in the area of a future CCMG. And also there was some issues that Craig Myers, our water superintendent, brought up of private water lines over by Rhineland Trailer Park. So I emailed Frontier Communications. I know JT has reached out to him as well. Asking them to coordinate with Butler Fairman, our engineer contractor, to make sure that there's not going to be anything that's going to be interruption to that future project. So to date, they have, the probably scheduled hopefully this week, right? JT, have they gave you a date?
They've not responded yet with their date, but I did share what the expectations were.
Okay. Yeah, so the last thing we want is them putting fiber in, and then we have a CCMG job that's, now we had to relocate everything, so. We've asked that they coordinate, and that's gonna streamline things, so that's what I've asked of them. And that would be a discussion with the water lines, will be part of Butler Fairman's scoping as well, so. Until we get that, it'd be my recommendation that we hold off on issuing the permit until all coordination efforts have been finalized. So any discussion on the Frontier Communications permit? No?
Could you please go ahead and. People.
Yep, I was gonna see if they wanted to discuss it, yep.
I'll just go ahead and make the motion. Motion to table the Frontier Communications right away permit request pending future talks with the city and our infrastructure upgrades.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to table the Frontier Communications permit until coordination with Butler Fairman, Cypher, and the city of Delphi. All in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye. Motion carries. We make sure that we get in touch with MJT to kind of let them know where we're at with that.
we'll do, man.
They've got their plans and all that, so they're ahead of the game. They just need to couple small things. That way with the next Board of Works meeting, we can coordinate it, move forward. Okay, so future business, got an award in front of me. I believe it was last week. I'm losing track of days. The city of Delphi and Butler Fairman were state finalists for the ACEC Engineering Awards, Engineering Excellence Awards for the, I believe it's phase 2 water project. So it was the portion from basically that went under Deer Creek and everything north of Deer Creek. So pretty neat award for that project. I know it was a very large project and quite extensive getting underneath Deer Creek. It took, I think, several months because they discovered there was a lot of bedrock and limestone. So there was a lot of work involved with that, and pretty neat thing that we were recognized and we were state finalists. So and let's see here. Last month, we talked about the FEMA letter that was sent out to state of Indiana and FEMA. Both agencies have approved our ordinance to move forward to Carroll County. So that was we discussed, we need to get this in before the deadline, and they reviewed it and everything was good on their end. So that's a big step because FEMA's when they need something, they need it right now. So that was a big accomplishment. Now it's in the hands of the Carroll County Commissioners. Let's see. So May 16th, myself and Mayor Sims of Monticello will be doing a proclamation for Mental Health Awareness Month, the Family Health Clinic. And other than that, that is our last business item. About board comments or requests.
Do we have any update with the fiber coming in from Broadway?
JT, did we hear back from Broadway today?
We did, Mayor and I have reached out to them, but we, held a meeting, had a couple meetings here recently within the last couple of weeks on some specific, areas within the project. They did respond back today to let us know. I mean, they again are very, very close on phase one going live. Today's response was they anticipate within this week or the next week. For phase one going live, and they were going to coordinate with their engineer because the next stage for phase two, which would be basically coming towards, downtown and this area where we're set, is permitting. And so they're going to coordinate with their engineer to confirm when those permits should be coming to us through the city building. So then similarly, then we can go through the steps to approve those permits.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Any further board comments or requests?
I don't have.
Clerk Treasurer Price. Public comments. Miriam? Here none, there's one last motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye. Board of Works meeting is adjourned at 5:57. Thank you, guys.
Hello.
Make sure if you would sign the meeting minutes. Cody was right in the back waiting on us.
Huh? I said you're here early. Holy cow.
We let me hand those out so I can get, just every board member is gonna get one, and I gotta put their,
What would I explain to you? But then it's been a little busy for me.